Hello Internet, CJ here with you again, and some of you might have seen my previous video where I got all excited and amazed after watching Deviant Olaf a physical security video by him. He's a physical penetration tester and lockpicker and so on and so forth. So I got all excited and I went to Banggood, because once I learned how cheap this stuff could be had just for an entry-level lockpick toolkit on Banggood, I couldn't resist, so I went to Banggood and I bought myself, sorry about the screen flicker, shutter roll, I bought myself a couple of toolkits for 30 odd bucks, waited the requisite, what was it, I don't know, a couple of weeks. Pretty much almost forgot about it actually, and I mean, well, didn't forget about it because I started this thread on OCAU because I got all excited about this and interested in it. So I've been interested in sort of following along. A lot of useful advice has been posted in this thread. If you're not a member of OCAU, I highly recommend you sign up because it's a great site. A lot of interesting, useful information about all kinds of topics there, especially if you're Australian based. But anyway, my shit has finally shown up. The order's arrived. All my toys are here, so this is good, just in time for Christmas. So yeah, I bought a 24-piece lockpick kit with a transparent practice lock and a 14-piece tension tool set, and here they are. So I'm doing this obviously handheld. This is just a first impressions video right now. Sorry for the shaky cam and the unscripted nature of this, but I'm just sort of giving a quick first impression. I'll do a proper review once I've had a chance to test these and play with them and work out what everything is for, because it's all a little bit daunting at the moment, notwithstanding the very good advice that's been posted in the thread already. But anyway, so it showed up in a somewhat crushed cardboard box. Utility tools for hobbies, professional, all kinds includes, so that's good to know. Gives you a bit of a clue what there is on the outside of the box there, but cleverly they put on the packaging that it was home tools and pliers. So thumbs up for creative documentation there to ensure no hassles with customs. Good work, Banggood. So here it is. Here's the Pic Kit. Got a bunch of hooks and a diamond and some weird thing there. Not sure what that's for, but I guess I'll find out. A couple of Z wrenches here, Z wrenches, bloody Americans. And then we also have a kind of a Y style tension tool with 4 different sized ends on it. Okay, yeah, right. And we've got a bunch more diamonds here. Double diamond and a rake and a couple of double rakes, which I presume these are for wafer locks, I think. And you can see one of these, oh, and there's another little tension tool down here as well, which those tension tools are probably going to be fairly redundant because I've got this other kit, but we'll get to that in a sec. So you notice one of these, I noticed straight away, has been damaged in shipping. Focus, you. See, it's bent. Got bent. Obviously that's, you can also, there's a little bit of a damage, I'm sure you can see that on the actual case as well. So that's obviously because this thing is not particularly suited to sitting anywhere in that case. I mean, it sort of was tucked into this little bit here, but obviously that's bent this at some stage, but I don't imagine that's going to be too much of a drama. I'll just bend that back into shape. And they're very light. The handles, one thing that Lockpicking Lawyer mentioned in his review of the cheaper 12-piece version of this, or you know, the 12-piece set that has just plain metal handles, they're very, let me get one of these out here, they were very rough. The edges of the metal blades were extremely rough and needed breaking with sandpaper. These ones, yeah, I think I'm going to need to do the same thing with these as well. They're pretty rough. I'm not sure, is this brass or is it plated steel? They feel pretty flimsy. I saw the golden finish in the photos online, and I thought, hang on, if they're brass, are they really going to last very long? Or they're extremely light. The handles are not bad. The handles are, I mean, they're obviously cheap injection molded plastic, but You can see the sprue mark there, but they're not bad. They're, you know, they feel like they'd be fairly comfortable to hold and work with. I'm not sure. Again, total noob at this, so, you know, we'll take all this with a big grain of salt until I've actually had a chance to use these and work out what they're all for and do all that. But you know, it looks pretty cool. It's a obviously cheap pleather carrying case for it. There was a thread at the top which was loose and caught on the zip, and I had to mess about with that for a bit. But, you know, the kit was $18.75 Australian, so you get what you pay for, really. And this looks pretty fine to me. Quick note about silica gel packets. A lot of people take these out because they're ugly and they don't, you know, and they think they're just for shipping only. Don't take them out. They're there to absorb moisture in the air and prevent all this stuff from rusting or oxidizing. Don't take it out, leave it in. Can't hurt. Like, yeah, okay, it's not very attractive, but do you care? Would you rather your pics not get this patina of oxidation on the top of them? Like, leave it in. So especially with electronics, anything electronic, if this is in the box, don't throw it out, leave it in the box. Anyway, there you go. Incidentally, another little side note, if you had one of these in a box with some electronic equipment, but you notice the electronic equipment is still rusting or oxidizing, it's likely that the silica beads are saturated with moisture. You can actually dry them out and reuse them. But I'm not going to explain that now, obviously. Google that. Moving on, here's the padlock. First impressions on this, I was actually quite impressed with this. I thought this would be, you know, one of the smaller size. It's an 8mm shackle on it. You get 2 keys with it. You can see the pin stacks and the plug there, and the brass retention pin for the shackle there, and the shackle spring, and the locking bars at the top, spring loaded. So you can shim this as well. You can practice your shimming, padlock shimming with it too. It's pretty nicely, you know, it feels pretty solid. The key works smoothly enough. It's a pretty easy looking keyway to work with, but you know, it's very, from what I know of this stuff, it's very basic warding. You can see the first pin there quite clearly, so it's obviously designed to make it easy for you to learn how this stuff works. But it feels more solid than I expected, and it's bigger than I expected it to be. It's more weighty in the hand. It's pretty cool. Like, obviously you would never use this to actually secure anything that you wanted to keep secure, but if you, I don't know, if you're getting married and you're the kind of person that likes the idea of putting a padlock on a, you know, fence overlooking some vista somewhere, you know how people do, one of these engraved, I reckon, could be a pretty cool idea. Just for that kind of, you know, more decorative and ornamental thing than actually keeping things secure. But anyway, that I'm sure will be fun to play with and get a feel for how all this works. Here's the tension wrench set. This OCAU number there, came in a little bag, a little plastic case for it. There we go. So it's basically what you saw before with the Z wrenches. It's fucking Jesus, Z wrenches. Been watching too much LPL, Bosnian Bill. A bunch of different sizes. They're all made from the same, roughly the same thickness. They vary in thickness a little bit. By what? It's probably 20 thou to 50 thou again, as the Yanks would say. I don't know too much about that part of that side of things yet, but as was pointed out by a lockpicking lawyer in his review of this kit, you've got these two weird ones here. This weird looking thing, and this one, which he wasn't quite sure what were for, but then later subsequently found a use for this to pick a very particular kind of lock, which had a button at the back of the plug that needed constant pressure put on it, and that's what this was used for. So there you go. It's nonetheless, I'm never going to want for a tension tool, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure anything I attempt in the next little learning experience is going to be adequately covered by what we've got here. So this is not too bad. For 30 odd bucks, I reckon this is going to keep me amused for quite some time. And once I've had a chance to play with everything and, you know, get some actual impressions on how it all holds up and how it all works, I'll do a more in-depth review, perhaps. Or maybe we'll just leave it at this. We'll see. Anyway, cheers. Have a good day.